Hey there, my name's Danielle. I am the Zodiac Tiller, and I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Today for me is Saturday, September 24th. I am here at home in South Carolina, and I have a big project that I'm doing. Call me old school, but if you have things that you have to get done, they're not going to get done unless you do it. And I have all these big dreams and all these big plans and so much that I want to do with my life, for my family, and we're stuck. I work a 9 to 5 job, Monday through Friday. I work so hard, but I'm salary and I make what I make, and I don't make any more than that. No matter how much hard work I put in, it doesn't make a difference until that annual merit increase time. That is not anytime soon. We live in a society right now where things are really hard to afford, things are hard to get. I am a renter. I am trying to improve my credit score, and I want to pay off debt, and I want to be able to afford a great life for my children, but then also be able to afford to save money and save and put back so that I can afford a house one day and a homestead one day for my children. We currently live in a rental home, and I am limited on my resources because right now we're stuck. Like so many people, you may feel stuck as well. It's hard going to the grocery store. It's hard seeing those utility bills. For myself, the only way that I can fix that is to increase my income. And to increase my income, I would need to go get a second job. But I've got 4 kids, and that just really isn't feasible with our lifestyle right now. I work from home, I work remote, I love it. And one thing that I love is creating things. So I have this dream of creating an online store and selling aprons that I make. If you have not seen any of my previous Harvest apron videos, please go and check them out. I really love what I created, and I'm going to build it into something bigger. But to build something from nothing, I've got to put in that work. And I've been exhausted lately. I've been tired. I've been depressed. And when you're depressed, you don't want to do anything. You don't want to work hard and stay up late. I'm looking at everything from an outside angle. I'm looking at it from outside the box. What do I want to create? Where do I want to end up being? And then how can I get there? In order to do this, I have all these steps in place that I have to make. I have to have an online presence. I have to have an online store. I have to be able to ship things. I have to have inventory, all right? If I gotta have inventory, I gotta put in the work to make that inventory, all right? If I'm gonna put in the work to make that inventory, I gotta have the space. This home that's 900 square feet for our family of 6, space is limited. I've shuffled from here to here and room to room and trying to find my space, and I don't really have that defined space that I want, and it's getting in my way mentally. It's blocking me from getting things done. So this past week, I worked during the day, and then anytime I sat down in the living room to have a moment of relaxing, I kind of thought about what I wanted to do. I thought about this business that I want to build and how I can get there. And I stood in my dining room, which is just an area of the house that has our huge, wonderful dining room table that I love so much. And it's got all my sewing stuff on it. And I stared at it, wondering, how is this getting in my way? It's blocking my creativity. It's like a writer's block. It's my like creative block. So I saw a need for organization. Organize my stuff, put it all together so I can see it clearly. I only have to pull out each piece as I need it. I have space on the table that's always accessible, when right now it's covered in stuff. It's not accessible. So I saw a need for shelves. I need shelves next to my table to house my sewing stuff. Well, if I'm gonna need shelves, I've either got to spend the money, or I've got to find free shelves somewhere, or I can get a little creative. I have all this wood here on my porch, and we got this wood. We had a ton of ideas of things that we wanted to do with it. We bought it on a deal off of Facebook Marketplace, and I had all these ideas, But then when we started trying to put them together, I realized we didn't have all the tools I needed. We don't have a garage or a shed or space to house any outside stuff really, except our front porch, which makes it difficult because we got to clean things up and move things around. It's kind of like what's going on with my dining room table and all the stuff and the shuffle, since we don't have the space right now. So we decided to not do our crafts and creative ideas with this wood. Well, now it's been sitting on the porch, and I have a need, which is the shelves in the dining room. I have some wood, so this weekend I'm gonna try to make my own shelves. I love to just kind of do things the way that I want them to. I don't necessarily look up any instructions on how to do it. I have some background of building things from previous years. When we lived in Missouri, I had a small business that was a woodworking business, and I loved it. So I am going to build myself some shelves. I'm not too terrible with building things. I started building a chicken coop that's now been on pause. I did build some potato shelving that worked out fantastically. So this weekend, my goal is to line myself up for greatness with my business. Get myself a nice organized space so that hurdle, that obstacle is not in the way of me getting something done. And it's a twofer because it's going to help me clean up this front porch. The front porch is covered with stuff. I see all the potential here. It wasn't this cluttered and messy and in the way. I did start working on it a little earlier, but I gotta make a space to create my shelves, and then we'll put things back. Anytime that I have an idea of something, I like to write it down in a notebook. I have a gajillion notebooks with a gajillion lists of all kinds of things that I have thought about. Building this shelf system, I went ahead during the week and I measured my space. I measured how big I thought I wanted it to be, where I thought I wanted it to be, and I wrote it down in a notebook to keep those measurements handy for the weekend when I'm able to make it. And I also made a list of the tools that I'm going to need. I tried to set myself up for success for the weekend and do a couple of extra steps during the week that weren't too much in my way. They weren't going to cause me to have to do a whole lot. That way, over the weekend, I have some things ready to go. My notes for myself sometimes are real detailed and sometimes they're just really simple. I know what I want to build. I know the height that I want it to build. I want to have a shelf in the middle of it. I know how big I want the top to be. So those are really the dimensions that I'm working with. And I am sure that this wood is going to do fantastic. I also made a list of the tools that I thought I would need. During the week, when I was getting this idea in place and thinking about what I wanted to do this weekend, I made a list for myself so that I knew, here's what I need to find. I need to find this before I can start this project. All right, didn't take too long. Cleaned up out here, made sure that I had working space. Brought out the tools that I think I'm going to need. Gave myself some room, so let's get to building. Well, my phone died, but I got my shelf finished. It's working, stuff's on it. It's stable, it's secure, it's gonna hold everything that I need it to. And I am so excited because it clears up space on my table. I hope that me showing you how I'm working with what I got and have a big goal that I'm working towards, and sometimes little tasks, to-dos, and little goals are what's going to get us there to get to the big goal one day soon. I believe that if you put in the work, you will reach something. You will go somewhere. If you take steps, you move. If you have an idea and you do something to create that idea into your reality, something's going to happen. It might not be perfect, but it might also get you to the same destination. I heard a phrase on a motivational video that talked about where you spend your energy, money will flow. This, of course, was business related, but I also think that maybe that's the same way in life, where I spend my energy, I'm going to create something. I used what I had. I made shelves. I made the shelves to improve my workspace. I need better workspace so that I can build my business. I need to build my business so that I can increase my income. I want to increase my income so that I can afford more things for my family and then get that dream homestead. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you do something to move you in a direction of where you want to go. That 1%. 1% is more than nothing. I hope you're subscribed. I hope that you liked this video, and I hope that you continue to watch me reach my goals. Thank you so much. Have an amazing weekend.